A wall of green rises from the clouds, jagged and ancient, older than the memory of continents. This is Papua's Lost Valley, a hidden world sealed behind towering limestone spires, where mist rolls like slow rivers through a maze of cliffs sharp enough to tear the sky. The air is heavy here, thick with the breath of a rainforest that has never known roads, engines, or human noise. Every sound is organic, every scent ancient, every shadow alive. The valley wakes with a low hum, a trembling chorus of insects woven with distant bird calls that echo like flutes carved from wind. Sunlight struggles to penetrate the canopy, vast, multi-layered, impenetrable. When it breaks through, it arrives in thin, molten beams, lighting pockets of the jungle like forgotten altars. Water drips from leaves the size of shields, ferns unfurl in slow motion, moss crawls across stone like a living carpet, reclaiming anything that stands still too long. The limestone pinnacles surrounding the valley rise like colossal fangs, carved by 1,000,000 years of rain. They pierce the clouds, creating walls so steep and tall they trap the climate itself. Warm air enters, cools, condenses, and falls back as rain, feeding the cycle of endless growth. The valley is its own world, its own weather, its own time, a natural fortress protecting a refuge untouched by the outside age. Deep inside, the jungle changes color and character. Roots twist into tall arches, forming corridors of green cathedrals. Giant pandanus trees lean over the undergrowth, dripping with vines like braided hair. Orchids cling to every branch, glowing with impossible colors: neon violet, blinding white, deep crimson. Their petals shimmer when the mist wraps around them, glowing like tiny lanterns in the half-light. From somewhere beyond the thick greenery, a wing beats, slow, deliberate, soft, then another. The birds of paradise reveal themselves not with sudden flight, but with quiet presence. Long feathers shimmer in electric blues and liquid golds, catching the few stray rays that reach the forest floor. They dance in silence, shadows stretching across the moss as they perform rituals unchanged for millennia. Their movements are both theatrical and sacred, as if performed for the valley itself. The ground trembles with life. In the undergrowth, tiny marsupials dart between rotting logs, therefore blending into the forest floor. Tree kangaroos, elusive and rare, climb vertical trunks with effortless grace, disappearing into layers of foliage so dense they seem to swallow them whole. Their eyes reflect the green gloom like amber sparks. Even the insects feel ancient, massive beetles with iridescent shells, butterflies the size of small birds, vines pulsing with colonies of unseen creatures. A narrow river cuts through the valley like a silver vein. Its water is so clear that stones at the bottom appear magnified, glowing beneath the moving surface. The river is fed by waterfalls plunging from cliffs taller than skyscrapers, their spray drifting across the jungle like soft rainbows. The sound of falling water never ceases. It is the pulse of the valley, steady and eternal. The deeper you move, the darker it becomes. Sunlight fades into green twilight. Moss thickens. The air grows warmer, wetter, heavier. Then the valley reveals one of its greatest secrets, an opening in the rock, carved by centuries of underground rivers. Inside lies a limestone cavern vast enough to swallow the canopy whole. Stalactites hang like daggers of ivory. Stalagmites rise like stone towers. Ancient water drips in slow, rhythmic beats, a geological heartbeat that has echoed for thousands of years. When you emerge, the mist has thickened. It swirls between the trees like wandering spirits, clinging to branches, sliding across roots, hiding the world beyond a few meters. Shapes shift in the haze, the silhouette of a hornbill gliding overhead, the movement of a cuscus curled in the crook of a tree. The forest feels alive in a way few places on earth still do, aware, listening, watching. At sunset, the valley transforms. The sky turns molten orange, dripping between the peaks like liquid fire. The pinnacles sharpen into black silhouettes, rising from a sea of clouds that glow with ember-like warmth. The last rays slide through the canopy, turning leaves translucent, painting the jungle in shades of gold, amber, and deep emerald. For a brief moment, everything glows: the moss, the orchids, the feathers of the birds, as if the valley itself is lit from within. Night falls suddenly. Darkness rolls over the land like a giant wave. The air cools, the insects quiet, and the jungle exhales. Then, slowly, new life awakens. Bioluminescent fungi flicker at the bases of trees. Dots of green fire scattered across the ground. Fireflies rise in drifting clouds, moving like floating constellations. Their light reflects in the river, turning the water into a galaxy of dancing stars. The sounds of the night are deeper, more resonant. Frogs calling from hidden ponds, owls gliding across the treetops, branches shifting under the weight of unseen creatures. the valley becomes a different world, darker, wilder, more mysterious, but equally alive. It feels suspended in time, protected by its walls of stone and its canopy of secrets. This place is a reminder of what the world looked like before roads, before maps, before memory, a place where evolution still experiments, where species hide that science has never seen, where life thrives in forms untouched by our age, a sanctuary not from the world, but from time itself. And as the mist rises again under the moonlight, drifting like silver ghosts between the ancient trees, the valley releases a final whisper, soft, deep, eternal. Some worlds survive not because they are found, but because they choose to remain hidden.